It's the big one, the championship decider in Alvaro Bautista's hands for the first time. He's got away well from fourth position on the grid. Razgatlioglu and Locatelli either side of Jonathan Rea, the two Yamahas heading down towards turn number one, but Bautista's leapfrogged Locatelli and up into third place. Problems for Michael Ruben Rinaldi in the early stages, and he tumbles right the way back through the field and outside of the points paying positions altogether. Bautista is wide, Locatelli is through. Bautista rejoins into the path of Axel Bassani. That allows Scott Redding to come through, and that moves Redding up into P5. So chaotic start through the opening sector of this lap number one. It's Rea who leads us from Razgatlioglu second, Locatelli in third, Bautista still in fourth position. A place to make up for him as Toprak goes toe-to-toe with Jonathan Rea in towards turn number 10. How many times have we seen these two try and go side by side through there? But it is Rea for the moment who defends successfully at the head of the field.
Yeah, in turn one it looked like it was Rinaldi getting bundled out of the way by Bassani and Lowe's.
And Bassani there running wide. That's going to allow Scott Redding back through for fifth position as Lowe's makes his progress from further down the order. They're scrapping there for seventh place, Alex Lowe's and Xavi Vierque. We'll see how they filter out in that group from fifth place down. But for the moment, still no change as far as Bautista is concerned. He left the line in fourth position on the grid. He remains in fourth position on the grid. The only thing that's different about it, of course, is that Razgatlioglu is behind Rea. So that will be important in the context of those World Championship points. Alvaro Bautista might quite fancy moving his way through swiftly on the man directly ahead of him, Andrea Locatelli, because Axel Bassani is closing right in. He's made up half a second on this lap alone, and Bautista does come through on Andrea Locatelli now for third position. Puts a bike between himself and Bassani. That could be valuable because Bassani hasn't been afraid of bullying a few riders this weekend in Indonesia. Razgatlioglu, meanwhile, needs to hit the front. Watch out for Bassani from fifth position, coming through on Andrea Locatelli like an absolute bowling ball in towards turn number 10. Locatelli well offline, and that's Bassani promoted up into fourth, but it also is going to mean that Locatelli loses touch with the lead group. Bautista's dropped well back actually from Rea and Razgatlioglu, and Toprak's closer than he's been any lap so far to Rea as they come in towards turn 10. This is where Razgatlioglu has made his passes on Jonathan Rea previously. He's done so successfully in race 2. On lap number 6, Toprak Razgatlioglu, your new race leader.
Yeah, the next section of the track is where Toprak's very strong, and that's where he really needs to open up a gap to Jonathan Rea, try and stretch it out at the front now.
Alvaro Bautista's going to capitalise on it. Rea was up all over the curbs coming through turns 8 and 9, and Bautista incisive to move past into second position. Bassani's got the run here on Jonathan Rea as early as the first sector of lap number 8. These two had a great scrap in race 1 of the Argentinian round a few weeks ago. Is Jonathan Rea going to have enough to fight back against Bassani as he did on that particular occasion, or has Bassani got the legs now to escape away and claim a podium here this afternoon? Strong ride this from Jonathan Rea. He had dropped over a half second behind Axel Bassani. He's going to take a run at him here as they come through turn 12. That will catch Bassani by surprise, and Jonathan Rea is back up into the podium positions. Shades of that race 1 duel from San Juan last time out as Rea recovers against Axel Bassani. We see Kota Nazane, unfortunately, down in the gravel trap. He was running outside of the points in 17th position, and we're going to see it here.
Yeah, turn 11, that's the right-left sequence just after the hairpin in the middle of the lap, and Kota's weekend ends. He's got one more weekend as a Superbike rider before becoming a Moto2 World Championship rider next year.
Alvaro Bautista, who again is alongside, this time under braking. Can Bautista get it stopped in time? It looks as though he can, and the champion-elect is also your race 2 leader here at the Mandalika International Street Circuit.
Yeah, and you got to say fair play to Alvaro. He wants to win this in style, and he knows there's a chance to beat Toprak, but he's got to hold Toprak off the next couple of corners down towards turn 10.
Now Toprak has the opportunity in towards turn 10, and he's not going to pass that opportunity up. Stands Alvaro Bautista up. Bautista's forced offline. He quickly recovers to the racetrack and the racing line, but through turns 11 and 12, it'll be tough for Bautista to make a pass through there.
Yeah, and certainly for Razgatlioglu, able to make that clean move down in towards turn 10. That's where he was always going to set it up. That's where his bike's working well, but Alvaro's bike works really well from this point onwards, and that's where he's going to try and make his move back on Toprak.
Yes, Bautista was close a lap ago through 15 and 16, then made the pass in towards turn 1. This time Bautista's going to get it done on the angle through 14 and 15. That's outstanding from Alvaro Bautista.
Really important to make the move in that position as well, because it gives him the high ground in towards that last corners as well. So for Alvaro Bautista, he's willing to put it on the line to win this race.
It is very much a race for first and second places here, and it's Bautista versus Razgatlioglu, and Toprak's going to sling it down the inside now in towards turn 10. The pair of them are going to be careful here because they could open the door for Jonathan Rea to come through and hit the front. Alvaro Bautista all over the back of him, and Jonathan Rea directly behind. And this is why we've been talking about these last few seasons as the golden era of WorldSBK. The top 3 different manufacturers with their individual best men really going head-to-head at the front of the field.
Yeah, such different strengths for the bikes and the riders out there as well, and that's why we end up having such great battles all the way through the season in WorldSBK. But you can see for Bautista, not probably close enough to try a move on Toprak, especially on the brakes, but it's all about from this point onwards for Alvaro. You've got to be tidy. He's not tidy on the run through there. That's going to cost him a lot of time on the exit of 10. Toprak, those last couple of laps, just able to find something. Locatelli doing the same now.
Here goes Andrea Locatelli on Axel Bassani for 4th position. Bassani tries the cutback and does get alongside Locatelli, but doesn't quite have the high ground as they come through turn 11, and Locatelli holds the position. Bassani now trying to sweep around though, and that really is excellent defence from Axel Bassani. Into the final lap then for Alvaro Bautista, just over 4 kilometres until he is confirmed world champion.
Yeah, and he's got a second in hand over Jonathan Rea now, so this can be as easy as it has to be for Alvaro Bautista now. Just needs to hit all of his markers, counting down the corners now until he can wrap up a second world championship for him. Of course, former 125 Grand Prix world champion as well.
You can almost feel that Jonathan Rea knew it was Bautista in front of him. Bautista would be thinking about the championship. Could Rea put him under some pressure and just nick an extra few points? Because as we said previously, if Rea got anywhere near close, there's little doubt that Bautista would have ceded that place.
Yeah, much as Rea likes to have a scrap with everyone around him, it's all about winning races for him. The difference between finishing 3rd and 2nd, not really that big of a difference for Jonathan Rea, so he's settled down, making sure he's able to claim another podium.
Bassani's still close to the tail of Andrea Locatelli as well for 4th position, but no change there, and no change between Lowe's and Rinaldi, so it does look as though our top 10 positions are settled, and bar the shouting, it's almost all over already. Razgatlioglu then coming through. The final sector now begins. Alvaro Bautista behind him. It's going to be a hat-trick for Toprak Razgatlioglu. But what a season it's been for Alvaro Bautista. The return to Ducati, to race wins and championship contention against the 2 men who've taken the last 7 world titles between them, and he's done it with a round to spare. He'd gone 4 years, 85 Grand Prix without a podium before arriving in this paddock. He won his first 11 races before he threw it all away. Redemption for 2019, 3 years on. WorldSBK is seeing red again as Ducati take their first riders' title since 2011, and Alvaro Bautista wins the 2022 Superbike World Championship.
champion, the number one on the Yamaha, and now the number one on the Ducati. He's kind of passing across. And look at this, what about it? Great respect then between Toprak Razgatlioglu